positive things that they're doing, one thing continues to remain true. It's all about how much you want to help and how far you're willing to go. If you're willing to put in that work, if you're willing to put the hours in to actually help people, you can. There's nothing stopping anybody. There might be obstacles and stuff, but this 7-year-old and his mom have done more in helping others in less than a year than most people do their entire lives. And this isn't a diss to those who aren't trying or those who don't get involved. It's just a realization. Not everybody is going to get together and tackle a huge problem and be like the 7-year-old. That much is obvious. But if you do one positive thing for one person at least once a day, it doesn't even have to be that big of something. Just a small act of kindness, that can have the greatest and the biggest impacts. I truly used to think that one person doing something didn't make a difference. I really thought that. I used to think that the only difference that one person made is a difference in the life of whoever he or she helped at that specific point in time, in that moment. And I am really proud to say that I am much wiser and I was totally wrong. I know I repeat myself a lot, but that's only because I believe so strongly in what I'm saying, so I'll say it again. The smallest act of kindness can have such a huge ripple effect on the world. Imagine somebody or a family or something like that hearing this story in the car with their kids. Or maybe someone is a parent with a kid of their own who wants to do something positive and doesn't really know how to get started. Just imagine that they hear about this story, and this is what motivates them to make the first step. We could be molding the next generation. We should be molding the next generation to improve the lives of not just themselves, but the world and those around them. With A Block Is Back, I see kids volunteering at the block shop all the time. When they do all their events. I know the president and the previous guest of the podcast, Tommy, and he has his son and his other son, Ronan and little Tommy, and they show up and they get to work. I can see that leadership role is just being instilled upon them just by hanging around some positive people doing positive things. I know the world's a little bit crazy right now with politics, war, the pandemic, but eventually we as a society will come out on the other side, as we always do, but we got to do more than just come out. It's up to us and the adults. The adults now to determine what kind of future we want for our kids and for the future generations to come. For too long, people put themselves first and, they worry about things that don't really matter, like who's driving the newest car or who's wearing the best name brand bullshit. I've talked to people like Mike View and TJ from Love Money Clothing, a guest that you'll hear from in a few weeks, and the importance of shopping local, supporting your neighborhood and keeping the money in your community. We're all responsible for how we raise our kids, so let's change that mindset and instill in these kids the importance of helping your neighbor and making a lasting positive impact on your surroundings. And who knows, maybe your kid will be the next one to do amazing things. The way this mom has helped her 7-year-old create a long-lasting impact on his surroundings by seeing a problem and coming up with a solution to help those affected by that problem. Or at least coming up with a small improvement and giving some people a moment, at minimum, a moment of relief from the terrible day-to-day that they deal with. I really like this story because it just, like I said, it encompasses everything positive. It's a kid who went out of his way, and I'm sure his mom and all the people who have seen him lead by example, and they started contributing donations because they believe in what the kid is doing. We gotta support the youth. We gotta make sure they do the same thing. Change that mindset. Help them out. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I know, really nice, real short, sweet and simple podcast at the point. I hope this show inspired you to make you as a parent or just an adult to do more than the minimum and encourage your kid or the youth that you're surrounded by to make a positive impact on the world or at least their surroundings and go out and make a difference. And speaking of those who are doing their part, I don't want you guys to forget to get your candle this week. November 1st is the deadline. And don't forget to donate and see how much you can help The Block is Back for the end of the Year Jawn on December 12th. All the information on today's topics, as well as Cavanaugh's nonprofit to combat bullying, and where you can go to donate to help Cavanaugh and his mom and The Block is Back, will be listed in the show notes. So check it out, go get your information, and if there's anything positive you like to share or you want me to cover, send it my way. You can reach me at Facebook and Instagram at Limelight Highlight. Our Twitter handle is LL_highlight, or you can email me at limelight_highlight@gmail.com. I will be sure to respond, and be sure while you're there in the show notes to leave a review and a rating for this podcast. It can only do nothing but help the podcast go higher up on those charts and recommend it to people. So share this podcast, like it, subscribe, follow the pages, do all those good things. And yeah, that's it for this episode. I had a good time getting back to the basics. I look forward to hearing from you soon. So yeah, I know it was a nice short one, but a lot of good information there. So be sure to tune in next week, where we are joined by Nicole Smith, who works for Turning Points for Kids, to talk about all the amazing work that she does. And yeah, until next time, be humble, be helpful, pay it forward, be the best you. Thanks for listening.